Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex or Nuzz here, and in today's video, we're going to be doing something a bit different. We are going to be hunting some very rare and expensive drops, but we're not just going to be killing any old bosses with rare drops. We're going to be doing things that offer huge upside if you do get a rare drop, and it requires getting very lucky and seeing if we can basically win the lottery, if you will. Now, these methods are really risky in terms of if you don't get that big chase drop, you might not make too much. I thought this was interesting. Rather than doing money-making methods that make you stuff consistently, we try out some really risky, if you will, methods and see if we can basically get lucky. I thought this would be a really fun video to do, and it would also be interesting to look at some potential drops that you can aim for that you might not be aware of, and then we can see how much I make. If I don't get a drop, I'm also interested to see how much we make just from the normal loot and stuff doing these quote-unquote risky methods, so I think it will be really interesting. And that's going to bring us to today's sponsor, which is a mobile game from the solo developer Playdrop, which is called Life Simulator 3. Life Simulator 3 is a free-to-play mobile game available on Android, and the game is exactly how it sounds, a life simulator. Think The Sims and an idle game had a baby. This game features intricate finance management. As you grow up and progress through life, you have to make tough choices that have rippling effects. Maybe you'll decide to go to college and then get a job. Maybe you'll take the risk of starting your own business. The choices are endless. Life Simulator 3 will make you continue to come back for more and more to delve deeper into all of its unique choices. And trust me, there are some very unique choices. I may have ended up spending all the money I earned from my job in the game to own a pet duck. No regrets. I really enjoyed the game, and I think you guys will too, so make sure to go down in the link in the description to download Life Simulator 3 absolutely for free, available on Android. And again, I want to thank Adam of Playdrop for sponsoring this video, and I hope you guys give this game a look. Adam is a solo developer and he does great things, and I personally am pretty addicted to this game right now. So again, go check it out in the description, and let's get on with the video. Alright, so now I'm going to break down what methods and what items we're going to be trying to get during the next 10 hours. 10 hours is exactly what I do for most of my loot videos. I did one from high level PVM, one from mid level PVM, a 10 hours from scratch. So I thought it would be interesting to do it for these chase drops too. So first we have Tetracompasses, which we're going to be trying to do for the Guildmaster Tony's Matic hero item, which is a 1 in 10k drop from the Ancient Casket and sells for like 4.5 bill. Another notable drop is the much less rare Dragonmatic. We're also going to be trying to do some Remnants, which are risky in a few ways. The first is that it's in the wilderness, so I could get PK'd. And two, the only really good drop other than a few smaller ones is the Statius Warhammer, which is around a 1 in 10k drop rate from the higher level Revenants, which is what we're going to be hunting, and it's worth around 200 mil. Then we're going to try some hard clues, and we'll also mix in a few masters as well. Now, the best drop from hard clues is a Shadow Die, which is a 1 in 3k rate from hard clues or so, and it's going for over 2 billion GP right now, which is really crazy because I swear they were like 800 mil not too long ago. So then we're gonna head over to Soul Gazers, which drop the extremely rare 1 in 1 million Hex Hunter bow drop. But they also have an elite version that can spawn that drops the Hex Hunter bow at a 1 in 1500 rate, and then they also have an ultra rare Soul Gazer that can very rarely spawn too, that will drop you the bow guaranteed. Now this bow is worth around 500 mil, and it's safe to say this would be a pretty huge drop if we got it. Then we have the Abomination, which drops the Abomination cape at a 1 in 11.5k drop rate, and this cape goes for around 1.5 billion GP, which is a huge amount if we get it, but it also is one of the rarest drops you can get because the boss takes so long to kill and it's such a rare rate. And then finally we have the Big Game Hunter high level version, which we have the chance of getting the Pterosaur Maul pieces at a 1 in 1k rate, which is worth around 120 mil, and then you also have the Dragonmatic at a much more common rate. So I think this is going to be really fun, and I hope I get lucky, and if we don't, will we still make money? That's something that I'm really interested in too. I'm going to set a goal of making 50 mil in the 10 hours during this video. I'm not sure if that's undershooting or overshooting, seeing as Some of these methods are really boom or bust, but hopefully we can get lucky, so let's get into it. Alright, so first we're going to start off by doing a Tetracompass. Now, this is a method that is super boom or bust because of the fact that it takes so long to get one ancient casket. I wasn't even sure if it was worth doing, but I decided to try it anyway because why not? Let's take the risk. So to get the Tetracompass pieces, you can sometimes get them while just excavating in archaeology, but you also get them from completing collections. So we decided to do the Red Rum Relics collection, which guarantees you a Tetracompass piece every time you complete it. So basically I just went and excavated AFK, getting the artifacts, and that's what I needed to do to get all the Tetracompass pieces. Now I actually ended up getting a bit lucky here. I did get one piece of the Tetracompass while excavating, which isn't too rare, but I was happy I did because then I spent almost 2 hours excavating to get all the artifacts I needed to do the 3 sets to get 3 Tetracompass pieces. So we restored those relics, and it actually didn't cost too much. I had most of the material from excavating. I did need to buy a few things, but we didn't spend that much, and then I went and turned those in and ended up getting the 3 Tetracompass pieces. Then I had the one that I had gotten earlier, and we made our Tetracompass. In total, it took a little over 2 hours, but I would assume if I didn't get that last piece from excavating, it would have taken almost 3. So then we went and crafted and then powered up our Tetracompass at the obelisk, and now all that was left was to go and do this. Now the thing about Tetracompasses is most of the time, like 99% of the time you spend on them is going to be getting them. They're super fast to do. It's basically a clue scroll, but only one step. So you just have to go where the arrow points and dig, and then you'll get your ancient casket. So they take almost no time to do, but they take a long time to get. As you can see, we only got 1 in 2 hours, and we did get kind of lucky. So yeah, I couldn't do like 5 of these because that would be the whole 10-hour challenge, and I don't think that would be as interesting, but we did get our one, and we're gonna open it and see what we can get. Alright, so here we are with our one lone ancient casket. Like I said, these do take a long time to get. We even got a little lucky getting that piece by excavating, but here we are. They're very fast to do, so doing them takes almost no time at all. Basically, all the time you're going to be spent is actually getting the pieces, which is AFK, so this is an activity that I really enjoy, but we're going to see what we can get. Again, we can either get the key, which gives you the Guildmaster Tony's Matic, which is extremely rare, which would be absolutely insane, or the next best thing is probably the Dragon Matic, which isn't too rare and gives a really good amount of GP. So let's see what we can get. Alright, we got Larry tweaking out in the background, so let's open this. I'm really hoping we get something, maybe a little bit of money to add to our total. Let's see. And we get 1.3 mil. So looks like not too much interesting. We didn't get a Dragomatic. We get, when you do this, you get a bunch of artifacts, which of course can help you train archaeology. These tomes give archaeology XP, which is nice. We can make these binding contracts into pouches to make more money if we want, but of course we have to spend time doing that. And we did get a master clue, so maybe we'll do this in the next section as well, since we got it here, so that could potentially be something. But overall, not too much money there, so it didn't pay off this time, but that's just the game you play. So now we're going to be moving on to hard clues. Now I thought hard clues would actually be the fastest to get per money ratio because elites take longer to get, much longer to get, and they take much longer to do. So I thought hards would be the best for this video. And also we're going to be doing the master that we get from the hards and the master that we got from the ancient casket, because we did get one. So to collect the hard clues, I basically went to the Hellhounds with an old DAC coil and AFK'd there. This is a super fast method to get hard clues. They drop them extremely commonly, and I got 25 hard clues after being at Hellhounds for I think around 35 to 40 minutes. So I'm not not sure if that's the average, if I got lucky, but it took around 35 to 40 minutes to get our hard clues, so now all that's left is to do them. So I ended up just doing these hard clues and pretty much breezing through them. Hard clues is always something that I've enjoyed doing. If you see in the chat at all, I have like 1,300 plus hard clues done, so they're definitely probably my favorite tier of clue. I really like master clues too, but masters are just very rare or take a long time to get because you have to do other clues. So we finished all our clues and now let's go to the loot. Alright guys, so here we are with our clues. So it ended up taking me around 30 to 40 minutes to get all the clues and then about an hour and a half to do them. I'm not the fastest, I don't have all the optimal teleports, but in total we spent a little over 2 hours, 2 hours 15 minutes to get and do all these. So let's see what we can get since we're trying to get lucky this episode and we're, going for those big drops. I thought I'd reroll as much as I can. So we're going to start with the hards and see how it goes. All right, here we go. Can we see a die or something eventually? I'd enjoy some master clues too, because then I can do more. I'll reroll that. 114k. All right, I'll reroll that. 882k. I guess I'll keep that since it's a pretty decent one. Amulet of Fury T, that's 2 mil, not bad. We have 1.4 mil Zermatt Crozier, so you make a decent amount off clues, but not a ton if you're really going for those big items. Magic Compo, we'll keep that. 126k, let's re-roll. 250k, another re-roll there. 154k. 109k. There is a master clue and a fortunate component. So let's keep going here. 113k, reroll for sure. Fortunate. We've got, okay, a fortunate in a Guthix body. Nothing crazy so far, but this is kind of how clues goals go. Puzzle skipping ticket, 2.6 mil for a puzzle skipping ticket. That is just absolutely insane. Just an insane price. But I mean, we'll keep it, of course. 1.7 mil. 1.4 mil. 1.6 mil. We're getting a lot of fortunate components. I feel like we're getting kind of lucky here with those. Reroll. 128k. Reroll again. 126k. 126k. We've got like 4 really bad ones. 1.8 mil. 1.6 mil. All right, I might start using up some rerolls. So looks like I might just be able to without having to reroll anything good. 1.8 mil. Reroll. 100k. Oh, that is a good one. U-Compo and Blessed Hide Vambrace is pretty good. All right, on to the next one. 195k. This will be our last reroll, and then we have 2 more. 710k. Master Clue. And 1.9 mil. So quickly, since we got those master clues, I'm gonna go do them real quick and then we'll come back and open those up. It shouldn't take me longer than like 15 minutes, so it shouldn't go into the time much. And we're back. So we have the 3 masters done. Only took around 15 minutes, so it doesn't really add on to the time much. So we can get basically any die from this, bunch of 3rd age, 2nd age, a ton of stuff. So let's see how we can do. Actually, I don't know if you can get 3rd age, maybe just a 2nd age. Well, let's see. First, oh, I thought for some reason the stone spirits always like make me think it's a die for a second. So I'm gonna re-roll these even if they're semi-good, just because I'd rather just take the shot. Oh, well, there we go. We actually got something pretty good. We got a Reaper ornament kit. I saw the large number and I thought it was even better, but we got a Reaper ornament kit, which is 13 mil. I think the Amulet of Souls one is like 100 mil, but still I will take that. And then the Onyx Dragon Mask. So now the last one, and like I said, I'll probably re-roll this. Yeah, 411k. Let's see, can we pull out the die? No, 289k. All right, that is still pretty good. So I'm not going to price check everything now. I'm going to do it all at the end when we finish this video. So let's move on to the next money making method. Alright, so with about 5 hours left, we decided to go do the Soul Gazers. Now the Soul Gazers drop the Hex Hunter bow at a 1 in 1 million drop rate, and then of course you have the Elite Soul Gazers have a 1 in 10 chance to spawn when you kill a Soul Gazer if you have the Seeker Charms active, which I did. So we will end up getting those, which have a 1 in 1500 rate of dropping the Hex Hunter bow, and then you have a rare chance of getting the special Soul Gazer that can drop the Hex Hunter bow at a 1 in 1 rate. It's basically guaranteed if you get that special Soul Gazer. So yeah, I ended up doing these, and I've done a lot of Soul Gazers, actually really a lot. I have them in my player-owned Slayer dungeon. I used to hunt for that Hex Hunter bow, so I was hoping with this video I would get lucky with them. Although it is such a rare drop rate from the normal Soul Gazers, you're almost never going to get one. But I did get a lot of Elite Soul Gazers, and every time they popped up, I had that hope, you know, that I could get that big drop from them. And you also have the hope of that special Soul Gazer spawning, so I always, you know, my heart fluttered a little bit whenever a Soul Gazer spawned, hoping it would be that super rare one. But we ended up not getting a Hex Hunter bow. I did 2 hours of these Soul Gazers, which brings our total time up to 7 hours. I thought, based on the other methods, this would be the one that would also be good to put 2 hours into to see what we could get. But we did get some normal loot, which I will show at the end of the video, although the normal loot for Soul Gazers is really not that good. So it's nothing to like write home about. It's probably not going to add that much. Soul Gazers is probably the riskiest method in terms of if you don't get that Hex Hunter bow, you're probably not walking out with much money. So sadly we didn't get it, but one day I will. I feel like I mean I need to get it eventually one day for the Ultimate Slayer title. If you didn't know, you actually need it for that log, so one day we will get it. So next up we're going to be killing Remnants in the wilderness in search of the Stadius Warhammer. Now Remnants is a monster that I'm very familiar with all the way back in the day in RuneScape in like 2010, 2011. I love going to Remnants just because of that chance to get those really big drops. And I think now even on RuneScape 3, I think I have like almost 80% of the Revenant pets, so I need a few more pet drops to unlock the Revenant Dragon, which is a really awesome pet and one that I really want to eventually get. And yeah, Revenants is a place I've spent many hours, and I've gotten quite a few Stadius Warhammers. In my recent From Scratch video, I ended up getting a Stadius Warhammer there, and that was the last time I was at Revenants. So I don't have super high hopes, seeing as I got a Stadius Warhammer last time I was there, but you never know, sometimes you can get really lucky. So I went to Remnants, and the thing with them is they usually just drop coins. That's basically all they drop, unless you get either a corrupt dragon piece, an ancient artifact which can be turned in for money, or of course the ancient warriors equipment. There's a few of them that are worth a decent amount, like some of the non-corrupt Zoriels is worth a decent amount, but that's basically it. Like the Morgans, the Vesta, the Stadius, except for the hammer, are all pretty much not worth much at all. So even if you get the Ancient Warriors equipment, you really are only looking for the Stadius Warhammer. Then a few other items are like 8 to 20 mil, which is decent, but not too much compared to the Warhammer. And we ended up getting a few items when we did this. We got, I think, a Ruby Chalice, we got some Corrupt Dragon stuff, and then I ended up getting a Revenant drop enhancer, and it beamed pretty big and showed gold in the chat, and I was thinking that I got a big drop. This is actually really rare if you're not on a Slayer task. When I do Wildy Slayer, I would get the enhancers a lot, but not being on a Wildy Slayer task, it seems like you get them much less frequently, so safe to say this was a pretty rare drop, I feel. And then after this, we ended up getting one of the items that was a huge item to get back in like 2011, the Vesta's Longsword. We ended up getting it, I think, from an imp, and sadly now the Vesta's Longsword is only like 1 million GP. It used to be the best item you could get here. People would use it all the time for PvP. It was super powerful pre-EOC, but now the Stadius Warhammer is what you want, and sadly through the hour, I even went a little extra, like an hour 15, hour 20 minutes of Revenants, we did not get the Stadius Warhammer, but we did get some loot, as you can see here. So again, we'll add this all up at the end, but let's go on to our our next method. So now we're moving on to the Abomination boss, which is kind of how it sounds, an abomination. This boss is a quest boss that you can refight, and it has a very rare chance to drop the Abomination cape, which is going for over 1 billion GP, mostly because of just how rare it is, because nobody kills this boss. I slotted this boss for an hour because I don't really think I could bear killing it for longer than that. It's just kind of a really annoying boss, and I actually did this boss in another video that I made about the Abomination specifically, but it's just a really annoying boss to do. But we did do the hour, and as expected, we did not get an Abomination cape. It's extremely rare. Even if you can kill a decent amount per hour, it's still going to take you many hours of killing this boss. But we did get normal loot, which actually, remembering the video I did, it's actually not too bad for a boss like the Abomination. So although no Abomination cape, I don't think we did as bad here as we may have at like the Soul Gazers. We'll have to see at the end, but now we have one final method left to try to get that rare drop. So the last method we have is Big Game Hunter, and specifically the high tier of Big Game Hunter. So we have a chance to get the pterosaur maul pieces. Now this Big Game Hunter, you actually have to buy a good bit of meat because you need a certain tier of meat to be able to hunt the highest tier of Big Game Hunter creatures. So we did have to buy that, and Big Game Hunter loot isn't that great, except of course the rare drops. Usually you would be getting the meat that you could sell that is used to hunt the higher level creatures, but we're going to be using that meat, and the meat we get from these creatures aren't very expensive. Like they're not used for that much stuff. I believe they're used for the primal feast, but other than that, they're really not too much money. So I haven't done BGH in a while, so I started with the Pavosaurus Rex, which is the one I usually did the most. I used to be really into Big Game Hunter, but haven't done it in a long time, so it was kind of nice to do it again. I had to get in the swing of things again because my first kill was really bad. I just kind of totally forgot how to do it, but after a few kills, I was back into the swing. I was hoping that we could at least get something, as this was basically our last hope. So I hunted all the Pavosaurus Rexes before they got scared away. So now I had to switch to another area and hunt a different type of creature. So I went to the Mallytops. So when I went to the Mallytops, I was like, okay, I've got like 30 minutes left or whatever. This is not gonna go that well for the price check. But we actually ended up getting an unchecked Mallytops, which at first I was kind of mad because I didn't think that was that much, and I thought it was semi-rare, but it looks like it's not too rare, like 1 in 50. And then when I price checked it, it said it was like 5 mil. So I mean, it's not a ton, but that is pretty decent to add to our price check at this point. And then like 1 or 2 kills later, we end up getting a Dragonmatic. That was a really nice surprise. I've actually never gotten a Dragonmatic from Big Game Hunter before, so while it's not the rare drop of the pterosaur maul pieces, it's still a really good 30 mil. It's a pretty rare drop, semi-rare. I think it's like 1 in 100 plus. So I'm really happy with this, and it feels so good to actually end this video with a drop. Although it's not the super rare drops we were necessarily going for, it's still a really decent drop, and I'm super happy with it. Then I ended up finishing off the Mallytops and finishing off the hour, and now we're gonna go look at all the loot that we made from this video. I tried to fit everything I could in this inventory, and then I'll do another small price check after this, but this is going to be the majority of it, and then I'll let you guys know how much it is. But I set the goal for 50 mil at the start of this video. Since we got the Dragonmatic, I'm sure we're going to hit that, so I'm kind of going to up the goal. Maybe we can hit 100 mil, I don't know. We didn't hit any of the very rare drops we wanted, but we did get some solid loot towards the end there, so let's see how much this first price check is. And the first price check is 89 mil. Most of this, almost all of this actually, is from the Clue Scrolls and then Big Game Hunter. I would say we probably made like 40 mil from Big Game Hunter, and then from Clues we probably made another 40 mil. You know, we got the ornament kits, we got a bit, we got the Chronotes as well. which is 4 mil from the Tetracompass. So the Tetracompass made a little. Revs, sadly, we didn't get too much, but 89 mil, and let's go get the smaller inventory. Alright, time for the second inventory. Now, I might be forgetting a few small things that got lost in the bank with the placeholders, but let's see. 4 mil, which is what I thought. This isn't that big of a loot pile. So we basically got around 93 mil in 10 hours. We did not hit any of the super rare drops that we were aiming for. The Hex Hunter Bow, the Stat Hammer, obviously the Guildmasters, Tony's Matic, a die, the Abomination Cape. We didn't hit any of those or the Pterosaur Maul pieces, but we did get a few decent drops. So I'm actually surprised with how much I made. I thought it was going to be way worse. I thought we were going to make like 20 mil in 10 hours because a lot of these methods, they rely on that big drop. So I'm actually surprised you can still make some decent money while going for these big chase drops. So if you guys try this out, let me know. Let me know if you have any luck. If you guys want to see me do something like this, but for longer, maybe like 100 hours and rack up a huge loot tab, let me know in the comments below, and that's something I can definitely do as well if you guys enjoyed this. But yeah, this was a really fun video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I want to try something different, and I thought it was a pretty cool idea. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video, and make sure you subscribe if you want more videos exactly like this.